I lost that little top piece to the top of my tripod, so my camera's just like kind of sitting on the thing. I really hope that it doesn't fall and break, because if it does... So, Lady Bird is the newest Oscar contender for the 2018 season. It is directed and written by Greta Gerwig and stars the likes of Saoirse Ronan, Laurie Metcalf, Lucas Hedges, Timothy Chalamet, and tons of other people. It's a surprisingly large cast. So, this movie finally got around somewhere near here, thank God. I've been waiting for it for weeks. It arrived with 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, which I plan on seeing tomorrow, and I'll get that review up hopefully tomorrow. And I was very excited to see this movie. I thought it looked great. I know it's had a ton of buzz, and coming out of it, I see that that was for a reason. This movie's pretty fantastic. It's really well made. There are very minor little gripes I have with it, but as a whole, this is an excellent film. It's a very well put together movie. And it will receive a lot of Oscar attention. Will it receive any wins? Maybe. I think it could, but definitely nominations. So, to start off, I guess I'll sort of talk about the job that Greta Gerwig did in both positions she was in. She really succeeded on both fronts. The direction of this film is great. All of the decisions she made complete sense with the feel of the film, the structure of the film, the way that, or at least what you're supposed to take away from it at the end. All of her choices in terms of sitting in the director's chair made sense, and I thought she did a fantastic job with it. I really want to see her do more in the future. I'd like to see her work with A24 even again. I know she's done one movie in the past. I don't know what it's called. I have not seen it, but this movie makes me interested to see that. Her writing is also great. It's very real. It's very down-to-earth. There's depth to it. And that sort of complements the characters, which are a heavy strong suit of this film. They're layered. You understand them. You connect with them. You love them, but you resent them. And you resent their flaws. You really feel the connections between characters, and chemistry is a big player in that, not just in the dialogue and script, but in the performances as well, which I'll touch on in a little bit. I know a lot of people probably have issue with the stereotypical teen talk, and believe me, I hate that shit too. Like when someone says in this movie, "That's hella tight," and I was like, "Fuck off." But in a sense, it's used in the right way in this movie. It's supposed to be so exaggerated that it makes you want to gag. Other movies will just use that, and they're like, "No, that's how teens talk. That's how they do it." No, it's not. And again, in this movie, it's used, I think, at least, from the way the entire rest of the movie's put together, it's used in a sense of, we are not supposed to like these other characters that are talking like that, but for some reason, or, well, not for some reason, we understand why our main character is drawn to them. And that further complements the feeling we're supposed to take away, and the overall takeaway, at the end of the movie. And so the characters and the writing all kind of link back to that, and Greta Gerwig's talent in that regard. And again, I think character is a very big, strong suit, especially with Lady Bird herself, who you really get as a character. You really understand where she's coming from. You understand how she's feeling and why. And a lot of that is because of Saoirse Ronan's performance, which is great. I haven't seen her in much, admittedly. I think maybe just Grand Budapest Hotel. I didn't show much interest in Brooklyn. I've probably seen her in like 1 or 2 other things. They're just not coming to mind right now. But man, she really shows off in this thing. She is fantastic in this movie. She can be elated, she can be crushed, and you feel all of that right there with her. You are on this fucking roller coaster of emotions right there next to her, and you have to have someone who brings presence to the screen in order to really make that come to life, and Saoirse Ronan does that job almost flawlessly. Laurie Metcalf could win Best Supporting Actress. It would not shock me at all. She's that kind of performance. She's witty, and she can be funny and on her feet, but she can also bring this sense of drama and bring the dramatic side of the film, which is more prevalent than you may be led to believe. On IMDb, this movie's led strictly as a comedy. That's not necessarily accurate. But she has this ability to really set the tone for the movie. How she is feeling when she's on screen will oftentimes dictate how the audience feels. It's not all just about Saoirse Ronan and how her character feels. And she has strong development throughout the movie. She portrays that, I think, in the best way possible. She's a very strong type of supporting character for the Oscars to give attention to. I absolutely think she'll be nominated at the very least. I haven't seen much of the supporting actress category competition yet. I know there's a lot of talk for Allison Janney for I, Tonya, who interestingly enough looks like a very similar performance to this. Maybe not performance, but like character-wise, it seems relatively similar, so I'd like to see that. I know that's big competition, but I definitely think that performance is a contender. And then you have all of the other side performances. You've got Lucas Hedges, who's fantastic. I love Lucas Hedges. He's great in Manchester by the Sea, and this movie really actually helps to show the kid's got range. He can be a versatile actor. This part is a completely different role than he plays in Manchester by the Sea. It was almost strange to think that it was the same person. If you see both, you'll kind of understand where I'm coming from. I made the very ballsy prediction in my last year's Oscar prediction that he was going to win. Looking back on that now, I had solid reasoning for it, but I should have known that wasn't going to happen. But he's a fantastic actor. The Call Me By Your Name kid, I think it's Timothée Chalamet, which I plan on seeing soon, was great in it. It was almost nice to see him, knowing that I'm about to see a movie where he has a bunch of Oscar buzz. All of the performances are great. There is not one bad performance in this movie. There's not one mediocre performance in this movie. They all do their jobs and go at least slightly above and beyond with it, and that helps, again, bring these very strong characters to life. The look of the movie and how the movie moves along and the pacing of it is all great. The editing is fantastic. I thought this film had phenomenal editing. And all of that is just, on the technical side, how these indie movies can really work. A lot of people like to assume, oh, these movies will just look low budget. No, this movie feels like it's a real film. It feels real. It's personal, but it's also well crafted. The cinematography is great. The composition of the entire movie I thought was really well done. I didn't find any shots to be poor or unnecessary. Everything served a purpose. The color palette even of this thing is really good. And the minor issues I have with this. Towards the beginning, there are some patchier moments of dialogue. That's not to say they're not good, but they don't hold up to the rest of the dialogue in the movie. It's, again, like right towards the first 15 to 20 minutes. It's just not as good. And then the ending, I have the exact same problem with, is not as good as the rest of the movie. It doesn't hold up with the rest of the movie. I think it's not like the Florida Project, which I loved the Florida Project, and then I thought the ending was actually poor. I thought that was a bad ending. It's not that this is a bad ending. It's that I think there were better places to end the movie. And I understand what the ending is supposed to tell you, what you're supposed to walk away with, but I think maybe there was even a better way to do it. It was just a little like, when they cut to black, I kind of went, oh, okay. Because the scene itself didn't have that much build-up. Think about, like, Captain Fantastic, which came out last year, and that ending, which I think is phenomenal. That entire scene has this build-up to where you're like, okay, this is it. This is our final shot. Whatever. I didn't get that sense with this. It just felt kind of jarring and like, oh, that's it. We're done. Okay. There's one place I can point to in particular that I find that would have been a slightly better place to end it, but I don't want to spoil anything, so. Those are really the only issues I have with it right now that I could think of on the surface. I highly recommend getting out to seeing this movie, especially if you're looking into Oscar films. I suspect a Best Picture nomination. I could see a Best Director nomination happening. Leading actress for sure, supporting actress for sure, probably an original screenplay. I definitely would expect to see this movie in a lot of different places, and if you're looking to see all those Oscar movies, definitely get out to see this one. So, like I said, I'm going to be trying to get out to see 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri tomorrow, and then I'm hoping with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up, a bunch of stuff will start raining in that I can see. Darkest Hour, Call Me By Your Name, all that stuff should start releasing near me, hopefully as soon as possible, and I want to get out to see them very quickly so I can really be on top of this. This movie gets a 9 out of 10. Whether I do a Justice League review or not, I don't know. I saw it. I'm considering whether or not to do it. I don't really think any of you guys care, but I might do it. I don't know. I did see it, though. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.